Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is April 1st, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, and my co host, Chris.
Hello, it is me. Pokemon Trigger, please.
Hey, Chris, how's it going, my good man?
It's been dandy, man.
Yeah,
Very
even,
dandy.
even through everything that we're going through.
There's always something to do.
I mean, that's true. Hey, I'm gonna show to the stream here, but it turned rainy in my game for the first time in like a month. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. There is a lot of news and a lot of information that we gotta go over, of course. Chris, are you excited? Because there's a lot to cover today.
Dude, it's always exciting when there's something new to talk about.
Did I say it was April
Instead of
1st?
Same old.
Did I say it was 1st? I think I said April 5th, but I guess I didn't. It is April 5th, not April 1st. Oh, dun dun dun. Everybody who's listening in podcast feed is going to be like, oh my goodness, he said it like this. Thank you, chat. Anyways. But yeah, there is just a lot of exciting information for sure, just because if everything that could happen with Pokemon Go is happening, and even though we are in self-include like solo plays and everything, it's interesting how things have actually come into fruition and how everything is taking place of what it usually would be. Hey, Deadly Gotcha, how's it going? All right, Chris. So we'll go ahead and move on to today's research topics. All right. So the first and foremost, the most important one that we're gonna talk about today for sure is a blog that Niantic posted on March 30th of 2020. Embracing real-world gaming from home. Now, of course, they go over how, everything that's happening with COVID-19 and, all the changes that they're doing to just make sure that the players as ourselves can actually enjoy the game from our comfort of our home or close to, a solo gameplay as much as possible, So what we got, at least from Niantic, is saying that instead of having to, they're always prioritizing the key components of his game, which is exercise, socializing, exploring, and as many we all like, live events. So what is it that Niantic is saying in what it's doing? So Chris, how about you go ahead and tell us on if you actually have the post open for you. Can you tell us what the exercise portion has said from Niantic?
Yeah, so they elaborated that you'll be able to track your steps inside better with Adventure Sync. And they say stuff like walking on a treadmill or cleaning your house. But I mean, I know a lot of people just shake their phone all about. I'm
Get the
curious
sock trick
what they
going.
mean. Yeah,
So
exactly.
we all know that Adventure Sync, even though it's actually something's glitchy or something that doesn't work as well as it should be, it actually
Yes.
tracks the game's momentum where you go around walking or running or even bicycle or anything. Even a wheelchair, they actually have Adventure Sync features for that. So what we need to know, at least what Niantic is trying to do with this part, is that Adventure Sync can be tweaked out in a way that you can, let's say, you only have to walk a couple of steps to gain a couple of kilometers in the game. And even the small mundane tasks that you do in your house, like cleaning or even treadmill or whatever else that you're actually doing at the house that actually makes you go moving, can actually track through Pokemon Go. Now, we don't know if it's gonna work the same as when we're moving around, just walking around, because it tracks when the game is completely closed, not when the game is running. And that's why the Adventure Sync of it could actually be tweeted out in the way that maybe the smallest movements can actually trigger Adventure Sync a lot easier. So it will help out the player out best, especially with the eggs and the farming,
Yeah, it will help for distance, but I'm a little bit nervous of how much power it's going to be using now. But I mean, I'd rather be hatching eggs than have a fully charged phone. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. And I'm always been somebody who loves hatching the eggs more than anything. So
Yes.
even though I'm giving the money to Niantic and giving them, hey, I need incubators, give me incubators, super incubators, whatever the case may be, So hey, if it works, it works. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, this is everything that they're announcing is to make sure that everybody understands that Niantic is on top of things with everything that's going on with the world right now. And they still want us to have an enjoyable game. So again, please, hashtag thank you Niantic will actually be appreciated if anybody's listening to this. So hashtag thank you Niantic. Let's move on to the next bits of information. So our next, and this is probably the most interesting one of the blog post, the social interacting of the game. So social, we're enhancing our in-game virtual social features to enable players to stay in touch when they can meet in real life. You'll soon be able to team up with friends and take on raid battles together in Pokemon Go from the comfort of home. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm super hyped about it.
Dude, I just cannot believe the way that they worded this. And everybody who's understanding this, you know that Raid, since it came out almost 3 years, or well, I want to say 2 years or so ago, the game has been in a full-blown Speedy Gonzalez train or something like that, because the moment Grace came around, the game exploded. Like, everybody wanted to do it, everybody wanted to battle the raids, powerful Pokemon, things like this. It's just incredibly amazing that even though the whole, you gotta go out to this specific location, raid this specific Pokemon, that can be done from the comfort of your home. That is going to be game changer in so many ways. And Chris, what are your real thoughts about this?
I'm definitely excited about it. I'm hoping you'll be able to message people inside the game, and it won't be like Pokemon Sword and Shield where you just see some random raids going on in your area. I'm really hopeful that you'll be able to maybe look at your friends list and see who's hosting a raid per se.
Yeah, definitely.
Something like that. I mean, either way, I'm sure they're gonna make it a fun time, though.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot of speculation on how this is gonna work, and we're getting to a couple of other things that happened in the last recent days since the announcement of this blog post. Before I continue, Julian Delanderos, thank you for joining us. Nick, again, thank you for joining us for today's stream. But again, it's just that component of how the game has truly evolved and how it's going to evolve, even with how the world is going on right now. So again, Niantic is doing its very, very best to try to give us what the player wants, because as we know, not everybody can go out right now, not everybody can socialize, not everybody can do everything that the game wants us to do, and we're barely even doing what's called, playing, because at the end of the day, the small little things that we can do can be done, and we can't grind as much, especially now that a lot of the places that even ourselves are in quarantine or in curfews or anything simple. The lockdown of the world is real, and Niantic is realizing that if they want to survive, they have to adapt, and I really like that from them. So, Chris, go ahead and read on our next part of the blog post, please.
Explore. They're looking for ways to help players virtually visit and share memories about their favorite real-world places until they can once again visit them in person.
So
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so this is another part of speculating how the game is gonna work in real time. Now, AR, augmented reality, really has changed how we see the world when we play with the games that we love. Pokemon Go, Wizards Unite, Ingress, a lot of other companies have implemented the whole mechanic of our augmented reality. So to say that you can visit, or players can visit these places virtually, it means that they want to incorporate some component of the game, or at least until now, to virtually visit them. So it's like virtual reality if you think about it, And maybe this is also a stepping stone, or maybe a foundation to what's to come in later future times,
Yeah, I believe so.
And I mean, maybe I'm going a little too much overthinking about this, but in the end of the day, they're trying to make sure that even though we can't get out of the house as much, it's better to know where we want to go. And then once we actually are released from this whole pandemic world that we're going through, I'm sure that those people will be even more enticing into wanting to visit them at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it brings a layer of hope.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
So,
that's good.
and again, this is a way to also release some stress for a lot of people because this game has been a stress reliever for everybody in the last few days for sure. So, again, hashtag thank you Niantic.
Thank you, Niantic.
Thank you Niantic. So, all right. So, and last but not least, and this is another interesting part of this, is that live events is and the last component of the blog post, saying that we're reimagining what it means to participate in a Niantic live event this summer and putting our creative energy towards bringing the excitement directly to your home. That means we're working on entirely new ways to enjoy Pokemon Go Fest. More details to come soon.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so as we know, a lot of these safari zones in the world has been postponed. Not really canceled for the reason that they did say that they were going to um, what's the right word that I'm looking for? um, they're going to reopen them at a later time for sure, but the way that they mentioned this means that Pokemon Go Fest is not gonna happen this summer.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about that, but I definitely saw it coming as soon as they started canceling the uh, safari zones.
Yeah, yeah. So it's to the point where we understand that we don't know when this is gonna end, and we don't want to be the cause of mass destruction into the world. So Niantic is doing its best to make sure that even though we can't really meet the people that we love to meet in Go Fest or Safari Zones or any of the like, we can still find a way to enjoy it from where we are and still be able to play. Now, this includes the Safari Zones. If you still have a Safari Zone ticket, you're able to play the spawns and everything. So it's not like you're losing as much. I mean, we're probably gonna go over the Safari Zone San Luis event, but it was like incredible. People were catching shinies. People were loving the spawns in their houses, and in the end of the day, it still worked out for them, even though you can't really enjoy them with the people that you want to enjoy them with. So either way, this is another way to enjoy them, and maybe just maybe change the way that we look into these special events for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, again, it's just a lot of information and a lot of things that they want to adapt, and for sure that the way they changed the Go Battle League and how they're changing how we exercise and play, they want to make sure that we're there or that we can still enjoy this wonderful game that we still have from them. And we're going to be talking about it, a lot of other news that of course are coming in the last few days, but that means that the game is not losing its momentum even though we are at home. We can still play, we can still shine, and we can still enjoy it as much as possible. So thank you again, Niantic, for doing a lot of different things. We'll discuss more as days comes along and more information comes around. But for sure that this is a game changer for us, and I'm sure everybody will be excited in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guys, that is the Niantic post. Of course, they mentioned a couple other things to say. How they also implemented some stuff from Wizards Unite. They talked about that in the post, but we won't go over the entire post just because this will probably be another, it could be another hour and a half before we finish. Anyways, so let's move on to the next part of our research topics today. This is one that's actually interesting, and I want to discuss this with you, Chris, and if anybody's listening, of course, make sure that you tweet it at us or type it in the chat. Discord and Pokemon Go may be doing a collaboration. Discuss.
Dude, I can definitely believe it. Even without like all the information that people dug through in the code,
Yeah.
it just makes sense because of how many people use it for their like Ghost Stadium, Sylph. I mean, all like basically every single group either has a Facebook group or a Discord group, and I feel like Discord is easier for Niantic to manage. So I can definitely see them collabing with them.
Yeah, definitely. So in the data mine, or at least in some coding of the game, there has been some small little hints on how Discord can be implemented into Pokemon Go. They're small, so they're not noticeable to a lot of people, but the small little data miners that actually come around have actually discovered some coding that actually may seem that Discord and Pokemon Go can function together. Now, this could actually be something that they're doing to implement the whole rating at home thing. And that's the reason why I'm excited and want to talk about this, because in the end of the day, if we can talk in game with other people and coordinate a specific raid that you want to do, that is game changing in so many ways, because you never had a chance to or how you can tell a person is online for even PvP at this point. You just know that they're there because sometimes you know what they caught in the last 2 seconds or something, So
Yeah.
so it's interesting if they want to say now this is an alpha stage. So they're still testing, they're still looking into things, they're still putting coding into the game. And you won't know until we understand how this is going to be implemented. Will it be something that they're using just for now, or there's something that maybe they were thinking for a long time? We don't know at this point because of everything that's been basically screwy since in the last 3 weeks. So understand that this is just a hint of what might come, and this is just a speculation, guys. So we don't know if it's gonna come around. We just know that it's there, and then hopefully be flourishing into something even better and even bigger than we think. So it's gonna be fun. And again, Discord is a way to coordinate through it many people out there. So if we can actually implement a way to just talk and get inside the game through Discord and then Pokemon Go, that will be, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't see Pokemon Go the same since then. So, and yes, Peppercut, I know that Ingress has an in-game chat, so maybe that's something that they want to use similarly to what Pokemon Go could have.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, Ingress has those kind of things, and I mean, they take in a lot of different things from their other games. So maybe Pokemon Go is time to evolve, So we'll see. Again, this is just a speculation and small little findings, so it's still something to talk about regardless, All right, Chris, you want to go ahead and read that next research topic there?
Yeah. They Niantic has increased the gym distance for 70 feet. They said doubling it, but it's 70 feet. So you'll see the gym activated from like a much larger distance away, and it does affect the Pokestops, but you aren't able to spin the Pokestops. You can only spin the gyms or fight in the gyms or raid in the gyms.
Yeah.
And I see this as a really good thing, so people don't have to be all bunched up together under one spot.
Yeah. So the increase has actually been kind of nice. Actually, even for me now, usually where I work, I actually have a gym that's across the street. Now, I can't reach it unless I'm across the street. But because of this new implementation into the game that actually extended the gym distance to it, I can actually interact with the gym. I can rate it. I can spin the stop. Now, the Pokemon Go Plus doesn't actually have the same feature, unfortunately. They haven't enhanced the Pokemon Go Plus, and that unfortunately kind of triggers me, because if I would have been able to just spin the stop there and then click my Pokemon Go Plus, I would have restocked in Pokeballs every single day.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
unfortunately, they haven't actually said that. But if anybody from Niantic is listening to this podcast, please just give us the chance to do it, because that will actually help us a lot, to anybody who has the Pokemon Go Plus or the Pokeball Plus. It's just that it's nice to see that from what we have, we're still able to do like the things that we do now. We can stay in our cars and we can still do the race that we want to, unless you're on full lockdown. But it's still nice because you don't have to go as far to actually get to where you're going. And Chris also said that the visual is also on Pokestops. It's only a visual bug, unfortunately. They haven't implemented it, and they even said that in their post that
Yes.
Pokestops are not implemented into this change until further notice. But if you get close enough to a Pokestop, it'll actually activate before you get too close to it. But you were not gonna be able to spin it. It's gonna try just to put an error for now. So it is what it is. I'm pretty sure they'll try to implement it to Pokestops later on. But I mean, it's still nice. It's still nice because now I don't have to worry about. Since I've been at my workplace, at least, since I've been trying to play as little as possible, unfortunately, when I'm at work, because I have so much hectic things to do. Whenever I get the chance, I just go to my car, which is on like right in front of the street, and then I reach the Pokestop, and I've been doing a lot of raids in that gym specifically.
Yeah, I think it's been helping a lot of people.
Yeah, so I think even somebody from Twitter, I can't remember, I think her name was Sakura or something on Twitter. She said that finally I can reach the gym in my work, and now I can finally do raids.
I think I saw that.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, I done like probably just the one race, and well, actually the one starters, because that's the only thing I can do by myself. But it's been nice because now I can spend my free raid pass when I needed to without having to worry about going anywhere else. So
Yeah.
thank you, Niantic, again. It's been really helpful to all our players. I know. Now, here's the thing. They did, since the mention of their raid program or their raid at home thing, they thought that this change that they were doing, or at least the community was thinking that the whole gym distance thing was the implementation to the new raid mechanics, and we were like, no, this is separately. This is all separately. This is not a whole raid thing from home. They still haven't implemented that feature. They still working on it. This is just to make sure that people are at least a small little satisfaction from where they are at the moment. So
I think the timing of it was a little bit confusing for a lot of people because I think it was like the day before they talked about raiding from home.
No,
like
because everybody knew about the raids home thing, so it actually happened maybe a day after the blog was posted, or 2 days after, something like that. So that's why what everybody was freaking out, because it's like, oh, this is BS. This is supposed to be the whole raid at home thing. No, it's not how it is. So. But yeah, so it's still working. They're still working on it, guys. Just give it some time, all right? Just give it a couple more days, a couple more weeks. This whole raid at home thing can't just sprawn out of the ground and be like, hey, we're finally got it. So maybe it's something they had thought about it a while back, but maybe they haven't implemented because of the core mechanics of the game. So we'll see. But give it time, guys. Give it time. All right. So let's move on to the next research topic, and that is going to be our April Fool's event, which is also called the Trickery event. This is Pokemon Go's way of saying April Fools. So basically, they announced this, of course, on the first day. Now everybody who was technically in the future, like Australia and all that stuff, was actually getting this type of events right now before the announcement, because you had to go by local time. But trainers, do you consider yourself a prankster? Do you like the fungus tricks Pokemon in thinking it's a Pokeball? Yada yada yada, this and that. From Wednesday, April 1st at 8 a.m. to Tuesday, April 7 at 10 p.m. There's going to be different features, which will be the Prankster Pokemons and the Master of Disguise will be appearing more in the wild. Ghastly, Hunter, Bolter, Sudowoodo, Apon, Krogon, and Fungus. And if you're lucky, you might find a shiny Sudowoodo or a shiny Krogon.
I honestly thought they'd raise Sudowoodo's odds more, but I haven't seen that many posted. So I don't know.
Yeah, I only seen like every now and then I seen Sudowoodo when I'm going anywhere. And shout out to Mystic 7 because that's his like favorite Pokemon right now.
Yeah.
But of course, shiny Krognog was introduced, and we're trying to hunt for it. In addition, a brand new Pokemon is actually being introduced into the game from Generation 5, which will be Stunfish, the trap Pokemon, which will make his Pokemon Go debut for the duration of this event. It will be available on field research tasks, reward encounters, and if you're extremely lucky, you may encounter it in the wild.
Dude, everyone's been telling me about how many they've seen, and I've only found like one or two.
I actually found one in the wild before I found one in the research breakthrough, or in the research task. But it wasn't that hard to spot. Luckily, it was like on the other side of my house. It was on that Pokestop over there, so I was like, hey, cool, so I can finally get this Pokemon in a hurry to worry about it. So that's actually pretty cool, and it's pretty nice. And another way to introduce Pokemons without having to put eggs on through the masses, you know. So
Yeah.
then we have, of course, after the event ends, Tonga will no longer hatch from 5 kms. You'll be able to encounter Stunfish as field research tasks, rewards, encounters, or if you're lucky, or you're very lucky, in the wild. So Stunfish, I kind of like that he's not going to be in 5K eggs permanently, just because I don't want to see Stunfish hatch from my pool every single time I had one, you know?
I'm curious if they're gonna keep it in any eggs at all. But
It will depend.
since he is a field research task, that's fine.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. So everybody will be able to still, catch the Pokemon, and because I know he is a PvP meta Pokemon now,
Oh god.
everybody's
yes.
going to try to find the rank 1 meta Pokemon, which we'll talk about in our section soon. But
Yeah.
for now, let's keep on move on. I know that we're excited about talking Stunfish just because he is a meta wrecker. Anyways. So the following Pokemon will be hatching more often from 5K aims: Apon, Wynot, Bonsly, Croagnon, and Stunfish. I haven't seen any of those hatch. Probably 1 or 2 Croagnons, but I haven't seen a Bonsly, a Wynot, or an Apon hatch of it yet.
Yeah, I don't think I hatched any those baby Pokemon.
Yeah.
But obviously I haven't been hatching that many since I haven't really been spinning that many stops right now.
That's true. I also want to give a shout out to Yamaman, who subscribed to the channel just now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yamaman. But yeah, I don't know. People has not been like wanting to hatch a lot of eggs these days, and even with the half distance hatch eggs kind of thing that's going on right now, I don't know. 5K eggs just don't feel that great to hatch, and I don't even want to put them in incubators. I have three 5Ks right now. I don't want to put them in incubators.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. So that's really, I'm okay with that. But I mean, the only reason to really hatch eggs is to try to get that shiny Bonsly. I have a shiny Wynot, so I really don't need another one right now, or the shiny Croagnon, which
You could trade me.
you can trade. Like, do I have more than one? Why not? I can't remember. Nope, I only have the one.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
that's a good one though.
Yeah, I mean, it was in eggs for a while, so yeah. But yeah, so for more of the events, we have event exclusive free research tags will be available. Depending on the tags, you might receive reward encounters for Sudowoodo, Croagnon, or Stunfish. I actually have one ready to go, but that's gonna be tomorrow for me. I don't really want to actually put it on. I usually keep one ready to go for the next day, just because if I were to not get one that's easily done, and I just have one ready to go, So also take a snapshot and see who appears. Now I'm gonna do that live in the chat real quick. I know that anybody who's listening to the podcast probably can't see what I'm doing. But if you want to check it out, of course, you can just go to the channel and check out the podcast. So what I'm going to do, I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, because I put the other. Hold on. There we go.
Incoming shiny, okay. Guys.
What the heck? It's not letting me take a screenshot. It's not letting me do anything. That's weird. I'm just gonna reload the game real quick, guys. I don't know why that happened. It just does. It's not letting me do anything. Oh, it might be because I actually have it on the Elgato or connected to Elgato right now. So we'll try it just one more time and see if it works, but I don't know if it will. Oh, okay, it's working. Cool. All right. Say hi to the chat, everybody. And pop. All right, so I got an Apon. But if we go to the overworld, it's not a shiny.
Not Pinky.
Not Pinky, unfortunately. So, yes, the whole snapshot mechanic is actually implementing both Apon and Krogron into the snapshot. So you can actually go up to five snapshots to actually encounter. Now, I tried doing 5 snapshots in a row. It doesn't work that way. You actually have to wait a certain period of time, which unfortunately don't know the period of time when it comes through. But you can do up to 5 to actually get either Apon or Krognon. Now, because they're in the snapshot mechanic, the Pokemon will actually appear shiny in the wild if you were to get a shiny. So there's a lot of people who have actually been getting the shiny one from the snapshot. And the moment they actually go into the overworld, they see the shiny in the overworld, which has happened before with the Pikachu. But this is the first time we see other Pokemon still implemented into that. So yeah. So Chris, everybody's been doing Snapchat this last few days, so I'm pretty sure that nobody has actually gotten the shiny from them, right?
From the snapshots,
yeah.
There was one out of town person that posted it in bragging, but I don't know if that was their screenshot, because all I saw was the pink Apom.
Yeah.
I thought it was shiny in the photo too, but they said it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I actually seen the reports and I thought that they were saying that the shiny was in the photo too, so you can tell before you go to the overworld, but I think it's only overworld mechanics. But yeah, that's the snapshot from the Tricky event. So they have funny poses when it comes down to it.
Oh yeah, it was his shiny.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that's cool. All right. So yeah, and then the last but not least, Ditto will be appearing more frequently in the wild during the event. Be sure to catch Pokemon that Ditto are known to transform into. We also have reports that Ditto is transforming into more Pokemon species than before, and it seems the phenomenon will persist after the event ends. This would have been a good way to introduce Shiny Ditto. I think it would have been probably one of the best out there.
That's what I was hoping for, but Krogunk is nothing to sneeze at, man. I love Krogunk so much.
I mean, Krogunk can also be like a PvP master if you think about it. So.
Oh god, in both leagues.
Yeah.
If you play it right.
Yeah. Or if you got the good IVs, because if not, then you get wrecked. But yeah, Ditto has been reporting to be showing as Bolters and Fungus. There is a Pikachu in my screen. It's not shiny. Still pretty cool. Every now I see a Pikachu, I'm actually excited for some reason. But anyways, Bolter will actually probably be off the chain of Ditto encounters until the Safari Sun comes around. So that way we got shiny Ditto, or shiny Bolter. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit nervous when I saw they added Voltorb.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah, no, that's for sure going to be the case in the following days. But it is what it is. This Pikachu does not want to get in the ball. All right, so we're going to move on to the next. That's basically the Tricky Pokemon event, guys. Thank you so much, Niantic, for still making events for us so we can still enjoy the game even though we're in this whole predicament. And hopefully this Pikachu is...
It's a fun one.
Yeah, it is a fun one. It's an interesting one. Last year, wasn't it pixelated Pokemons?
I don't remember if the pixelated one was 2 years ago or last year. I know everyone's been crying for them to bring back the pixelated
yeah,
everything though.
Yeah.
I really liked it for one.
I liked it, but it gets boring after a while though. I liked it, but anyways, yeah, that is the April Fool's event that is happening until 2 days from now. So on April 7th, on Tuesday, it's going to end. So yeah, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead and talk about our next event of this month.
Okay. Right after the April Fool's event, we're going to be having a spring event that starts April 9th at 8 a.m. local time. And this one's one I'm really excited about because it actually has some really good egg Pokemon coming on.
All right, so I know that I batch a lot about how the egg Pokemon pool has been, a lot of events have been actually implementing a lot of eggs into the mix, but This is actually a good one to talk about because, as we know, the half distance in eggs has been reduced. So we have, instead of 2 kilometers, we got 1 kilometer in all of Japan. So from April 9th at 8 a.m. until April 16th at 10 p.m. local time, the features that we have for this Spring into Action event will be happening. The following Pokemon will be appearing more in the wild: Execute, Chansey, Mareep, Meryl, and Torchic. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Execute. Shiny eggs.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, it's been long overdue since we actually have shiny Alolan Executor.
Yeah.
Which I almost forgot that is also the research breakthrough of this month. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm okay with it, I guess, but that's because I don't have the shiny yet. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It'll be a brand new one.
And I mean, at the same time, if you get a shiny Executive from this event, we will be able to evolve it, and you'll have at least the Cantonian version of it instead of the Alolan version of it. So you actually have to find the Alolan version shiny. Hopefully, this will be my luck. I don't really want it, but I just need it. Anyways, Benuri wearing a flower crown and Pikachu wearing flower crowns hats will also be appearing in the wild. If you're lucky, the shiny ones of those two. So at least they're not just putting Pikachu as the only flower crown one.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not using them. For sure, they're not going to be able to evolve. So they're just going to stay as shinies, as shiny flower crowns, if you find one, of course.
Yeah, I know somebody messaged Niantic about the costume ones that they're doing this round, and yeah, you're not going to be able to evolve at least the baby Pokemon.
Yeah, so...
it made it sound like all of them,
You're getting ahead, but anyways...
I didn't say which one.
Anyways, the following Pokemon will be hatching more from 2KX: Pichu wearing a flowering crown, Togepi wearing a flowering crown, Happiny, Munchlax, Tyrogue, Chingling, and Riolu. And of course, we know that Riolu is a shiny Pokemon.
The best one.
So
okay, maybe not, but
I want to say it's actually one of the good ones. It's
top
like,
tier.
Yeah, top tier. I mean, it's not like the Holy Grail, Gibble.
Oh
God. But I mean, if you ever get like a 100% shiny Gibble hatch, I'm just like gonna lose my mind.
I'll cry.
I'll cry tears of blood.
Oh my god!
I've been playing a lot of Doom Eternal, so a lot of my references are from that too. So yeah, Pikachu wearing a flowering crown and Togepi wearing a flowering crown. They can be shiny, so another Pokemon to add to the collection. All eggs received from gifts will be the event ones of the 2 kilometers. So you're not going to be getting any 7 kilometers throughout the event, which, it's not too much of a hassle just because we don't really want to see 7K eggs these days with the whole fossil event going. But it's still kind of nice to not having to spin a lot of stops to get the eggs that you need. So send those gifts, guys, because we're going to need those eggs. Hopefully I'll try to hatch all your eggs before then, and hopefully you'll get the shinies you need.
Dude, I'm loading up on 2Ks. That's awesome.
Yeah, but don't forget to do it after the event starts, which is 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. on April 9th. So, which is actually Thursday. So we got like a 2-day period since the trigger event. So that's good. But yeah, all eggs receive, or actually I already said that. Aha! There will be an event-exclusive field research tags that rewards encounters with a Alolan Executor, a Sumeru, and if you're extremely lucky, an Audino.
It's not bad rewards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a Sumeru, if you get the right IVs, you can use it for PvP.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking for that now.
Now, there is a chance that maybe, just maybe, they'll release shiny Sumeru without having to get it from an egg.
I did think it was interesting that they mentioned Meryl in the wild higher up.
Yeah, definitely.
But that'd be interesting, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, they've been giving us a lot of like shinies in the wild kind of thing, or at least small evolutions like Chansey. Like even Chansey is gonna be part of this event, and we can see, we know it's a shiny right now. So
yes,
it's a possibility that at least stage 2 evolution Pokemons will be a more shiny appearances in the wild. So the Wudo is from the tricky event, and we actually get it as shiny right now, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So we may or may not see a Sumeru or Meryl be shiny in the wild too for that reason. So, and then of course we have a Togepi team bag and hoodie will be available in shop. I know Zoe 2 Dots is going bananas over this.
It's cute.
Because
it's for sure.
They're good eggs from Zoe 2 Dots. I'm pretty sure that she will love it once she gets it. The bonuses we have for this event will be the 2 times hatched candy and lucky X will be lasting for 1 hour. And remember, as I mentioned above, the hash distance bonus is going until further notice, which means it will be applied during this event. Make sure you place your keepers while the bonus is running. It's a possibility. Actually, no. One part of the bonus didn't say that it was actually half distance X, so it's not double hash distance. That would have been amazing.
Oh no!
We would have burned through X so quick if that would have happened. Just imagine 1.0 or half the 1.0, just 0.5 right now, and just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
That will be too broken for everybody. I think everybody will be getting a shiny in literally a day of the event starting.
Yeah, the half already is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, me too. I've been trying to get more 10Ks, but unfortunately they don't give me 10Ks. Anywho, that is our Spring into Spring event. And thank you, Niantic, once again, because when I saw this post, I was like, okay, thank you. They're actually at least implementing their mechanics. They're still the events. The game isn't just going to put itself into a hole just because this whole thing is happening. Thank you, Niantic. I really do appreciate that you are doing your best to cope with us through this whole thing. Hashtag thank you, Niantic. All right, so let's move on to our next piece of information. Chris, if you want to go ahead and read the next post for me, please.
Spotlight Hour. Change for the month of April.
True. So what Spotlight Hour actually been in the last few weeks is just been an increased spawns in everywhere you go. So it's never really been a specific Pokemon aside from their testing period. So now they're actually implementing that. This is what's going on happening on every Tuesday of this month from now on. So on Tuesday, April 7th, which is the coming Tuesday, Purloin will be in the spotlight and will earn as twice the experience for catching the Pokemon. So double experience for catching Purloin in Spotlight Hour for 1 hour, guys, from 6 to 7. On Tuesday, April 14, Magnemite will be the spotlight and it will earn twice the candy for catching the Pokemon. I know everybody wants their shiny Magnemite.
It's a cool one.
I mean, it's been a kind of a rare one since the event, since probably half a year now. Something like that, right?
Yeah. I've gotten fairly lucky with it, but I know a lot of people are still looking.
It's like, I'm looking, so I'll be playing that day. Tuesday, April 21st, Wobbuffet will be the spotlight, and you'll earn as twice the candy for catch or transferring the Pokemon. Not even just catching, just transferring. So catch as many.
I'm excited to transfer, yeah.
Which is not bad. I want to say it's actually a pretty good one. And then Tuesday, April 28th, which is the last Tuesday of the month, PG will be on the spotlight, and it will earn twice experience for evolving the Pokemon. Nostalgia!
Dude, reach that level 40, man.
Dude, the nostalgia in that last one is just like crazy. If you guys haven't actually played Pokemon Go since day one, we know that PG was the extreme catchable Pokemon to earn experience, and then evolving it because it gives you like so many experience from just evolving 12 candy of a Pokemon. So we know PG has been a mass producing Pokemon or mass transferring Pokemon since the early days. So that's why I say nostalgia, because I know everybody has been evolving PGs with for the longest time for their experience.
Oh yeah.
And even the grinders of experience have always loved a PG encounter just because they said, hey, experience, free experience, beep. So that's nice and that's good. And also the shiny is released already, so I'm pretty sure that everybody will be, if they're lucky, they can get a shiny PG.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so And Derp actually, who is in the chat right now, he's saying that Niantic and Pokemon Go, more Pokemon Go events, so go outside. Uh, no, unfortunately, that actually Pokemon or Niantic is actually working to make sure that you can still play the game without having to go outside. So that is not true, Derp, and we understand your concern when it comes down to it, but we are trying our best to understand that Niantic is not doing that. So it is what it is. April's Spotlight Hours, there it is, guys. Thank you so much, Niantic. And yeah, that is mostly all the news that we have. We don't have a lot of time with the podcast left, but we'll go ahead and move on to our Get Good and Get Wreck PvP section. Chris, do you want to go ahead and talk about our small little changes to our PvP meta?
Oh yeah. So one of the more recent ones has been the addition of Stunfisk. And the reason he's so important is because of his really unique typing and moves. He has Mud Bomb and Discharge at his disposal. He does also have Muddy Water, but you're really going to want to go with the other two. And he can break the top meta core. And a core is when two Pokemon synergize very well together and they just defeat a lot. He can defeat the Registeel Azumarill core, and that is unthinkable. It's gonna bring a huge change to the meta when we finally get back Great League. So you got to be ready to see this little flat fish on your screen. So
it's just a funny Pokemon in all regards. I mean, it's so hard to even touch in AR if you think about it.
It's a really weird Pokemon. I love it though. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, he is what we call a Unova Pokemon, and there is one for the Galar decks too. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
So we'll see how it goes. But this new Stunfish, of course, is the brand new Mud Boy back into the metas. We'll see how it goes, but to be able to defeat like 3 top meta Pokemons like Registeel, Azumarill, and even Skarmory, it's insane. You know, it's insane how this Pokemon has soar in his rankings just because of the type of move sets it is. And it's not even that strong of a Pokemon, but hey, you know, it's Pokemon Go. You never know until you actually try them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so definitely Stunfish is something that you want to look out for. The perfect IVs for it. It's, of course, our 0-15-15 or close to that, I think. Chris, do you know anything about that?
I think it might be 0-13-13
Okay.
for that one. But I may be wrong. It might be 0-15-15.
Well, we do have a handy Stunfish or Stunfisk. How do you
It should be a Stunfisk.
Stunfisk. Fisk, yep. All right, so if it loads up for just a second there, boop, there we go. It is actually an IV of 0-12-15.
Both wrong. Oh
yeah, so yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
It's a weird
for
one.
sure. Yeah, no, but I mean it's still pretty viable, so that's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna move on to, of course, the next section of our news, which will be, for some reason, it is the grass type month.
Yeah.
And then we were all like, huh? What?
It's a weird one.
Yeah, so from Niantic, from basically Pokemon Go Live, on April 2nd, the community note of Trainer Battles attack has been updated with the grass type month. In celebration of this grass type month, which nobody knew about for some reason, there's going to be updates to the existing attacks in Pokemon Go. There has been a few updates. And Chris, I know you're going to go deeper into this in just a moment. Let me just go ahead and announce the small changes.
Okay.
So, Bullet Seed is a fast attack that will generate energy more quickly. Energy Ball is a fast charge, not a fast one, but a charge attack that now reaches full charge more quickly and has a chance of lowering the opponent's defense by 1 stage. Leaf Tornado is a grass type charge attack that now has a chance to decrease your opponent's attack by 2 stages. Ancient Power, the damage of this rock type charge attack has been decreased in trainer battles. Civil Wind, it's a bug type charge attack that also has been decreased in trainer battles. Omnious Wind has also been decrease in trainer battles, but it also reaches full charge less quickly. So, Chris, before we move on to the Pokemon that are using the meta Pokemon related things, what's going on here?
Can you repeat that? It cut out for a second.
No, it's okay. So, what's going on here, Chris? It's like all these changes happening. How is it gonna affect the meta?
Dude, I feel like whenever there's a new cup that comes out, they release something huge that just shakes up the whole meta every single time.
That's true.
Stunfisk, and then everyone was getting used to Stunfisk, and then they were like, you know what, Stunfisk is kind of strong. Let's make a new change in the fast move to just wipe out Stunfisk.
Oh God.
That's what I think, at least.
Yeah, yeah. So, what are the big changes that we are seeing in PvP right now?
So the biggest change obviously was the bullet seed energy increase. I don't know what it was before, but now it gives 13 energy per use.
Yeah, so
and that's huge, man.
If you let me go to a reliable source here. A more reliable source that actually got more information out of this. Let's see, where is it? I know that he posted it a while back. All right. So yeah, so it's 13 energy. I think it was up from 11 if I remember correctly. Pokemon Go Cast. I can't remember if it's this right one. Anyways, yeah, it came from 11 to 13, so it actually increasing. So it's basically like a snarl if you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so what else that we got, Chris? What else do we got here?
So basically the Pokemon that have the move or have just received the move, such as like Credilli that just got it, they are really benefiting if they have really quick charge moves because they're able to spam them now as if they were like a Body Slam Vigoroth per se. So the largest winner has been Shadow Blossom and the Purified Blossom, which are ranked 37 and 39 out of the whole meta. And that's because they have Leaf Blade, so they could just get to that heavy hitting move like a Shift Tree.
That's true.
And it's devastating, man.
yeah, that's for sure. Some especially Shadow Blossom. That's scary to think about right now.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that'd be one of the last things you'd want to see when you start Go Battle League again and you're leading your Stunfisk.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, that will be a game. That will be cry. I'll be crying once again for that.
Yeah. Another good one is Ferrothorn. That's ranked 41 right now, and that's because it resists a lot, obviously, with the Steel type. I mean, you won't want to see grasses, but big surprise. You know, it has a great moveset. Should be Power Whip and Thunder would be the one you'd really want to go with, but you do have some other good moves you can choose from.
Yeah, and I think Mirror Shot for Ferrothorn actually has a chance of dropping the attack of the opponent. Yeah, I think like a 10% chance.
I don't know how. I believe they all act about the same for about a 1 in 10, 1 in 8 chance.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't hit very hard, so I'm not into that kind of move per se.
Well, it's a nice little spammy move, that's for sure. And I already tried it in Ultra League, right. So it's doing its work. It's not too bad, and I actually have my 100% here. So.
Ooh, lucky.
Yeah, I got it from the research breakthrough from last month, so that's actually pretty nice. All right, and there is a Teddiursa and a Alolan Diglett in my screen. Let's see the Teddiursa first. No, not shiny there. And how about you? Not shiny there. Okay, I'm good with that.
Another good addition is the Sunny Cherim.
Yeah.
One that a lot of people see on their screen and don't really like. It has Bullet Seed already, and now they added it with Weather Ball with the Fire type on it.
Yeah.
So it's actually able to beat Azumarill and Reggie too. So we're having more Pokemon that combat Azumarill and Reggie. So that's gonna be interesting.
I don't know. So I really like Cherim a lot just because of how happy he looks.
Yeah. It's a smiley one. I like it. I like it a lot.
Just imagine that face destroying you in PvP.
Dude, it's like Barrel. Like, I love beating people with Barrel because they got to look at that derpy face afterwards.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
It's
but
beautiful.
that what we here for sure. Cherum, at least the Sunny one, actually has a core to beat a Sumeru and Reggie when it comes
Yeah.
down to the meta, and if you know how to use them well, pretty much wrecks the entire team with Stunfish on it. So yeah. What else we got there, Chris?
So I think one of the more interesting ones to me is Sceptile because he was already spammy, but he has Bullet Seed, and Bullet Seed doesn't just get you energy, it also does more damage because Fury Cutter gets energy like extremely fast, but it doesn't do much. So the fact that he has a grass quick move that gives him a lot of energy is gonna help him do that extra little oomph,
Oh,
so he's able to hit a lot of people a lot harder. And I think that's really interesting to me.
interesting. I do have 100% Sceptile. Is he under
Ooh.
2500 in Ultra League? I think not, right?
He
It goes
depends on
above.
how much you. Yeah, he should be a lot higher. That's one of the ones you want lower attack in for
Yeah,
Ultra League. A
yeah.
lot of people were starting to use him in Ultra League because of how spammy he is now,
I
and he's got
guess
a good moveset.
you know what? I may try him just a little bit, just to see how it goes now that he has Bullet Seed. But I need a lot of Stardust for that, and I don't have it right now. I actually went under 2 mil right now, and I'm just actually sad about it.
I wish. I
I
wish.
am so sad when I saw my numbers go down because I actually power up my Ferroturn and my Bella Blossom, my 100% for Ultra, and I'm just like,
That's an interesting team.
yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to try them out and see how it goes, and I'm pretty sure Poke AK already tried them and see how they were. It just depends on the type of composition you have because there's still a lot of meta Pokemons out there, and even though Pokemons like Giratina has actually, have less spammy moves now with Ancient Power
Yeah.
reducing,
Yeah.
there's still good Pokemons out there, and people are still trying to use them just because they're still, still tanky, still legendaries. Please ban legendaries.
Just completely.
And,
Yeah.
and community day moves, please. Just ban them all.
It'd be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. That will definitely actually break a lot of people because they already have their power up community day moves, and that would be crazy.
I think it'd be cool if they had a separate one
Yeah.
without them. You know?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, a lot of the changes, and of course, just as Chris has mentioned, Bell Blossom with Bullet Seed, Jump Plus with Aerial Ace, which is actually interesting. Lulicolo, Energy Ball, Cradily, Bullet Seed. Maybe we may see some Cradilies every now and then.
It's got a good type.
Yeah, definitely. Sunshine Form Cherum, which we already talked about, with Fireball and Fireball. It's not even Fire type Weather Ball; it's just Fireball, So it's like Fireball.
Fireball.
And then Tangrowth with Rock Slide. Actually, Tangrowth with Rock Slide. That actually is interesting there.
Apparently, that Niantic advertised that could beat Groudon and Kyogre. I think it's going to be a pretty solid lead. I don't know, though, because I think with the addition of Landorus, it might be a solid lead.
Ooh, I
But,
do have 100% here, or not 100%, but a 98 here. So
Yeah. I got
14 attack though.
boy.
Dang it.
Yeah, same. We got twins.
And I always got like a 96 every now and then. I'm just like never getting a good one for some reason.
That's lucky though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's 96, and then that one's actually bad, worse than the other one. I'll stick with that 98, and hopefully that will do something about it in the end of the day. But
I know that they really tried to balance out the game by nerfing the boosting moves because people were thinking that, like, not only is it giving boost to the users, like a 1 in 10 chance, but everyone says it's more like 1 in 3. It's been they still do decent damage.
Yeah.
So as soon as they nerf that, I think it was a very good change.
Well, when Ancient Power, okay, so the 3 moves that are actually give you a boost are Ancient Power, Omnious Wind, and Silver Wind. And all those 3, if you get the boost, that your defense even though it's just one stage in defense, it goes up significantly more than you think.
Yeah.
And you're just going through a tankier Pokemon that you have to defeat, and you can't really predict if you're gonna be able to beat it down as fast as possible. So the boost, yeah, it's still only like a 10% chance, but it does feel like you're actually getting more these days just because of the updates. I want to say that it's still not game changing, but it does give you the advantage more. I got in the boost in both my Togekiss and my Giratina a few times, and it just wrecks the other team because they don't know how to spam enough energy moves against it.
It can flip like a lot of matchups, so it's really interesting that they made a bunch of people change their move sets out of ancient power basically because
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. But yeah, those are the good changes out there. And one last one that I actually want to mention, and you did talked about it, is that Leaf Tornado can actually be can has the chance of decreasing your opponent's attack by 2 stages,
Mm-hmm.
which is I guess not as reliable like Icy Wind, because Icy Wind does it every single time you do it anyways.
I don't know if it's 2 stages though.
Not for
Like
not well.
it should just be one.
Well, not 2 stages for Icy Wind.
Oh, but it does it every time. You're right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Leaf Tornado does it, or at least it's a chance to lower it by 2 stages. So yeah, it could actually be bad if you get the lower. Now, I'm pretty sure Poke AK did a small little league with team composition with says what's the Pokemon I'm looking for?
Is it Shiftry?
No, it was the evolution of the final evolution of the Grass Starter.
Superior.
Superior. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
love Superior.
and yeah, Superior is actually a pretty interesting Pokemon. I was waiting for him to actually, of course, get his signature moves in Community Day once it comes out. And it's interesting because Leaf Tornado in the main games lowers the user's special attack by 2 stages. But because Superior actually had the ability to Contradict, it actually raises his attack by 2 stages. So
Oh my
seeing
gosh.
this lowering the stage of the opponent instead of you is actually more challenging to use. So, but that's how Pokemon Go PvP works. You know, it's never gonna come out of the main game as that way. It's just going to change it in a way that we don't see it until now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a lot of the changes that PvP has been getting. It's interesting, and we're actually right about the time we were supposed to end in the podcast. So I know there's still some meta thing, relevant things, but we just got in these changes not too long ago. So the meta is still developing and seeing how strong these new changes has actually changed for the better or for the worse for the players. So still pretty nice, still pretty awesome, and yeah, that is PvP for you right now, guys. As much as we want to be excited, I actually haven't even done a lot of my matches this day just because I hate Ultra League.
Not
But
as fun as Great League. Yeah.
yeah, but even in Great League, it's just the same Pokemons every single time. It's just I don't want to play it anymore. We'll see how this one goes, and then hopefully Master League would get it. I am in rank 8 still, and I don't ever see myself going into rank 9 these days. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'll try my hardest to see if I can get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, I think that's all we got in for you today. And for that, thank you very much for listening. Of course, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything you want to talk to us about or want us to talk about in the podcast, make sure you email us at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also send us a text or voice message at 941-417-9243. Of course, if you're listening in a podcast feed like Apple Podcasts, if you just go ahead and listen there and give us a review, that will also be helpful. And of course, I do want to say thank you for everybody who has come to the stream and how we usually do this podcast. Thank you so much to Llama Man who subscribed to the channel, Papercut, Nick, Depaderp. I know he was there for a couple of times. And yeah, I think that's all we got. Chris, is there got anything else to say today?
Just thanks for dropping by. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We'll for sure see you in next week. So have a good night, guys.
Adios.